Hey everyone, welcome to Slow News Day Live. I am right outside of Washington, D.C. My name is Steve Porkin, and I'm happy to be here, man. I really am. I'm freaking delirious. I slept like crap, and been up since like 3:30 and California time. Yeah. At any rate, man, So, if you've been with the show like since the beginning, that you remember what it was, a shitty webcam and me on my porch somehow was like magically interviewing fucking people way above my weight class. Keep wondering why. When Sleepy Josh started volunteering for the Vigils, he was like, yeah, your show sucks production-wise, homie. It does. Let's fix that. So Sleepy Josh got on board, and then in September in DC,
Tech Ninja.
I got kind of high my first night, and then moderator panels, and Glory Jones was on one of those moderator panels, and Glory.
See, I told you. Your audio keeps cutting out, Steve.
Oh no.
Steve. Yeah, try that. I told you I wasn't tripping when your mic kept playing games with the mute and unmute. Try again. Okay. You left off at the mod panel, I think.
Yeah, Glory didn't need to catch up when she showed up. And so like immediately after that panel, I was like, hey Josh, should we bring Glory on? And he's like, yeah, we should do that. So that happened again. And the other day I wound up on a panel on Chicago Corner, hosted by Ali Alexandra, and was on, and we had what I thought was a wonderful and enlightening conversation. And during that stream, I texted the crew, and I was like, hey, we should ask Ali if she wants to do a show on here. Not that Ali should walk away from Heartlands or any of that. Just be like, hey, dude, if you have time, if you can, if it fits, you can come on and do a show, and it can be whatever the hell you want. And so we're gonna figure out what that all looks like, because Slow News Day has added another fucking crew member, Ali. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
So
Ali, Scoop Gang, let's go.
I'm excited
Girl
to be here.
boss
Really.
in the house.
It's good to be here. I mean, yeah, it all happened very quickly, but like you said, I didn't really need to catch up on some of that stuff, and that's really what I want to talk about. And what I mean by that stuff is shit like the Great Reset, or just reading 800-page reports and talking about them, and not getting people thinking I'm insane. So it's good to be here. Yeah, and like we got to plan out all the details, but I'm really stoked to be on board. I feel like a little fangirl sometimes still, because I was like, I love Slow News Day, so it's good to be here. I love the work you guys do. And yeah, it's good shit.
I'm stoked. I
Yeah.
am. And you're a Hoosier, which I can't hold against you, because I am too. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
You seem ecstatic about being a Hoosier.
What part of the region?
So it was LaPorte County is where I grew up. Yeah. Okay. I knew that. Yeah, I was like, okay, he's got to be from Indiana, because you knew the region.
No, I briefly went to Purdue. I went to Purdue for like a semester, but paid for a year. And like my first girlfriend up there was from LaPorte.
Really? That's the opposite from.
So I worked at Mad Mushroom Pizza in West Lafayette, Indiana. Right?
Yeah.
And there were two there were two brothers, Paul and Pete, Polish Paul and Polish Pete from LaPorte, who would have cheese sticks delivered to their apartment every day at 420.
Really? That's funny.
Oh no, it gets cornier.
Oh
it
God.
It does, because they would be the $68 cheese sticks. So you would have to bring a quarter of mushrooms
Oh shit.
with you.
Nice.
Fat tip. Yeah. No, I got stuck in Valpo for like the better part of a Christmas break once too, and that was nightmarish.
Yeah.
Nightmarish. I wound up washing dishes at some fucking weird restaurant where the owner drove around drinking champagne out of a Perrier bottle.
Jesus Christ. Sounds about right.
Valpo.
Yeah, Valpo's better than LaPorte. No offense to LaPorte. Shout out to LaPorte. But yeah, there in Michigan City. And then I moved up to Chicago about 13 years ago. So then I was back and forth a little bit, but now I'm here full time. But yeah, the region of Indiana, I think people from the region like to call it the region to like differentiate it from the rest of Indiana, but people don't realize outside of Indiana, nobody knows about that. It's all Indiana to them. So yeah, it's clear from there.
I know Larry Bird's from Indiana.
He is. I mean,
different part.
Yeah, there's some people. I can't think of any right now, but there are. So we've got some shit.
Bill Monroe, Shannon Hoon, Woody Harrelson, Michael Jackson,
Michael Jackson.
Michael fucking Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Gary, Indiana. Yeah, ever been? I mean,
oh Jesus Christ! Don't go.
No, yeah, don't. If anybody no, I've when I used to commute, I've gotten stuck there a few times. That wasn't a good time. I would not suggest going to Gary. It's sad what happened there, honestly. But yeah, I have seen Michael Jackson's house. I had a friend who was a big fan, and we went. So yeah, Gary, Indiana. No, but
if anybody like got stuck doing the Music Man in high school, it's nothing like that. Nothing.
No, it's
there
not
are no white people in straw hats.
No.
White linen suits prancing around.
No, just a lot of abandoned houses and just old factories and stuff. You know, a lot of steel mills.
And artillery.
That's true. That is true. So Indiana has some stuff, but long story short, I'm glad I left. So
dude, they call it the crossroads of America, right? Because you're supposed to keep going. Crossroads for a reason. You're not supposed to stop at the crossroads. Yeah. Even Robert Johnson didn't stop at the crossroads. He went on to go play some blues, and then you get murdered at 27 because he made a deal with the devil. But that's how the blues work.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't stop in Indiana. So.
I've talked about this song before, but Todd Snyder has a song called Blues on the Banjo, because you're not supposed to play blues on the banjo. It's one of the rules about the banjo. Play them in an air-conditioned room. And again, the devil, appears and makes bargains for talent and stuff like that. But he says, we mistake desperate people for the devil all the time. There's no way I can be certain of what deal it was I actually signed, but it's my understanding I would be the single greatest blues guitar player in the world by now, and I'm not.
Right on. That's funny. How are you guys doing?
Wow. I'm excited.
Me too.
I am.
Lori Jones, you had a busy evening. You had us fucking telling you to be safe. So why were we once again telling Glory Jones to be safe out there in Los Angeles?
Glory Jones.
Pasadena or wherever you were.
It was Hollywood. Basically last night, 7:30 p.m. There was a Breonna Taylor protest, and because it's at night, it was a block action, not like, I'm not gonna skirt over the fact that it was like, oh, it was such a nice march and everyone was all happy and celebrating. Like, no, it was a block march. The black bloc was in full effect there. And basically we went through Hollywood, marched through the streets that had like the Walk of Fame and the stars and stuff on it, just making a bunch of noise. Allegedly, some stuff may have gotten spray painted and broken. Allegedly,
of course.
But I mean, listen, I don't lose sleep over broken glass when people value property over human beings. That's just, I'm sorry, I just don't. Especially when the broken glass just so happens to belong to Wells Fargo and other banks.
Yeah.
But so basically, just as we came.
Do you want to address the block first, or do you want to talk about the kettle?
Which one?
There were many different things happening at once. Basically, so are you talking about like the rant I had about the block and the element? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So pretty much like, listen, I got love for the block, none but love for the block. Like, know how to look out for each other, but at the same fucking time, please, 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 please keep an eye out for infiltrators. I beg. Listen, like, I get you want to fuck shit up. I do. And I'm not going to endorse that because we're on YouTube. Fuck you guys. But but I mean, listen, like I said, I'm not losing sleep over broken glass given the various worst things that are happening in this empire currently. So, but that being said, if someone is taking like 80 fucking seconds to break a single window using the wrong tools and going, like trying to kick, bro, we had people trying to kick it in. Like, if they're to the point where they're slowing down the march, saying, hey, everybody, we're breaking a window. Like, if they're going to make it that obvious to the point where they want people to know what they're doing, then perhaps that should warrant some suspicion.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be kind of a quick thing, right? Like, you don't really want the attention to be.
Yeah, and like I saw people who did it quickly too.
Yeah,
like I don't want to give away too much, but like I've seen people who were able to do it quickly, and then people who make it so extra, they make it a point like, yeah, I'm destroying this shit. Like, but yeah, so just keep your head.
Any of you fellows like to join me in this felony?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Like, clear. Right. Like, just do it real quick, I guess, and just get on with it.
Yeah.
I make a production of it.
Yeah. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert at like street protesting or outmaneuvering cops.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm basing this off of the many times that I've interacted with cops at protests, and the many times I've seen them, and the many times I've had to outmaneuver them myself. Y'all need to know how to spot a fucking kettle. It's like, so say a skirmish line is set up. You want to avoid the skirmish line, and you see cops going this, and you see cars going this way. Don't go the same way as them, because they're going ahead to cut you off at the next point.
Oh, yeah.
And that's literally what happened too, because we made it past the first skirmish line, but then a couple of us are seeing cars going in the same direction as us. Like, you guys do realize they're going to cut us off, right? And lo and behold, they did. They set up a skirmish line, and then it was at that point where I'll I'll actually pull up the tweet here real quick. So, boo. Okay. So the first skirmish line was set up in front of CNN in Hollywood, which I was like, okay, we're doing something here. I'm sorry, my camera's shite, but yeah. So first skirmish line set up in front of CNN. We go around it. Now, second one gets set up. And you know, it's not too bad at first. So, but cause like, I don't want to say not enough people had the foresight, but cause a sizable number of people can't spot cop cars moving to cut you off, they had enough time to gather more LAPD officers to essentially rush all of us. Well, not all of us. Because there was a group of me and a couple other photographers and stuff standing in the corner. And, you know, so at this point, once the skirmish lines get set up, I go into like press mode where take off the mask, you know, show my press pass, whip out the phone. So, you know, I'm standing there making it pretty obvious that I'm just, you know, indie media person. Obviously, that's not going to fucking stop them. We know what the Empire does to Julian Assange. We know what they do to Black people. So, given that, I'm like, I don't expect them to give me the courtesy of letting me film them. So they essentially rush right at the group of people I'm in, and because I'm thinking like normally I'm not thinking about self-preservation at all, which is why I always get the text from like everyone like, be safe, Glory. And then so, but this time I was thinking like, oh shit, I gotta be in DC in 48 hours for an even bigger protest. So like I jet and I feel one of them swipe at my backpack and I'm like, miss me with that bullshit. I eject. And then they broke up the rest of us. Most people made it out okay. A couple people were arrested. Most people, like once they rush us at the group of people I was in that initial time, like we were scattered a bit, but like then because we had like people running evacuations and stuff, so like we were able to get out through that. And then as well, like there was one moment when LAPD car like tried to drive through the crowd of us and they floored it. So like two protesters had to essentially like kind of jump on top of their car and it drove off with two of our protesters. Luckily they're not injured, but like people nearly got run over by LAPD. And what were they also doing? They were also shoving people to the ground and firing at unarmed protesters, but unfortunately that's kind of the usual. But I mean, most people made it out okay this time around. And yeah, I'm here in one piece.
Thankfully. Good. You made it.
Yeah. You don't get to go to jail right before you're supposed to get on a plane for DC.
I know. It's like that. It's like I said, normally I'm like, nah, I gotta stay here. Like, but this time, like, you know, I sent that tweet of the second skirmish line. And then immediately I look up and I see them coming to rush us. And I'm like, I know they're not going to stop. So immediately they take off. I'm like, nope. I got to be on a plane to DC in less than 48 hours here. I'm not fucking with this shit. I feel one of them swipe at my backpack. I still fucking floored it, kept going with and there were a couple other people with me too. So we were able to help each other out of that situation and then assist with like other evacuations and stuff and just make sure everybody else was okay. So that's the life.
Tonight.
What?
Yeah. You fly out tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Damn.
to DC?
To Dulles, because the flights there were cheaper.
Okay, and who's picking you up?
Oh, combo.
Okay, they're gonna be in there already.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Damn, you're doing that. I didn't realize you were leaving tonight. I thought you were leaving early tomorrow morning for some reason. Damn, girl. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm very excited, and it was enough to keep me. It was enough to put me in the mindset to keep myself safe.
Yeah, which is good. Because I can see how you could easily get swept away, or just wanting to be there still normally, but like yesterday, you're like, no, you can always go back to that. It's not over, but you got to go to DC. So, yay. So you guys then, it's Wednesday and Thursday, right? Everything's Wednesday and Thursday. Okay.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. Everybody was celebrating St. Patrick's Day last night, and I forgot. I was like, where's your green? I was like, I don't know. Oh, there's other things to worry about. So I like that you're taking over St. Patrick's Day. Okay.
We're hijacking the holiday for
hell fucking yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the Irish wouldn't have any problems with us being like,
I'll hijack fucking Christmas too. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't think the Irish would have a problem at all, actually. They'd probably be all about it.
As long as there's style behind the hijacking, I feel like it would be okay.
I'll hijack the 4th of July.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Andrew and Taylor did that.
Oh, they hijacked the 4th of July?
Nice.
Yeah. They got like a giant free Julian Assange cake and went out to a little like state fair thing or something like that where they were doing fireworks.
Nice.
Passed out birthday cake. Julian Assange, free Julian Assange flyers.
That's what I want to start making again, just like old school flyers. And I got to get one of those labelers, just like stick them all over. I used to do that all the time.
Going old school.
It's a good way to go. Obviously social media and online is effective, but it's nice to just like somebody's at a crosswalk and sees that, it just puts it in their mind again, even just for a little bit. Better than nothing. Just sending them or just posting like, hey, go to this website, go here, check this out. Because what bothers me is how much people have forgotten about him that aren't, in this community, which is a shit ton of people right now. But we're taking over.
Whoa. So my phone.
You're cutting out again, Steve. Kevin, fuck off. I know he's in DC, but you can chill.
How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, immediately my phone started doing the no SIM card shit again too.
Oh.
So tomorrow morning, I think I'm just gonna grab a little throwaway.
It's easier.
I think that's on the list. Allie.
Yeah.
I'm interested in like what you want to do. Like what you have in mind.
Allie want to do?
Yeah.
I think to start, I don't know how much time you guys are gonna have / like what your schedule is. I would want to just do for now, like live streams with both of you guys, one of you, or just like think of some other guests. But I really want to talk about a lot of what we were talking about on, what day was that? It seems like forever ago, Friday night on the stream that I was with, the stream. I want to talk about the Great Reset. I want to talk like in detail, but not in a way that's so obscure that it's going to like just go over a lot of people's heads. I'm trying to come up with different ways to make it more relevant to people so that they can actually understand it. And it's so that it's not such like a conspiracy, because it's not. I don't know how else to say it. It's not. So I really want to talk about that a lot. And just like a lot of these consulting groups and like world forums that dictate a lot of our policies. I'm just a big nerd. I like to read government reports and go through those. I like to scrutinize all of them and just like translate what I think is actually coming. I really like to stay on top of what I think is coming, so that way people can be better informed. They might not listen, but so that's kind of where I'm going. You know, I'm also just kind of like go with the flow person, so it's kind of a free for all right now. But that's the general direction. And now I'm gonna think of some people that I want to bring on that I wasn't necessarily gonna do with Chicago Corner, but I also do want to talk about Chicago a lot more in depth, just the history of the city, crime, and not in a way to like not, you know, how the normal news talks about crime here, but more like the roots of it. Like I really like talking about the root problems of pretty much anything. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Can you put the Bronfmans in Chicago? Is there a connection to that family in city of Chicago?
I don't know. I'll look that up. I'm not sure.
Because it would like the
Let's see.
Sal Bronfman. I'm gonna get that wrong. Let me know in the chat. The patriarch that was the gin distiller. Like during Prohibition, it was like him and Capone. But these guys had, you know, these guys had farmland next to each other and shit, because that's
I bet you then he does. Yeah, I'll have to look. I will look up that, because I want to talk about Capone actually and Sam G, kind of all those people.
The history of the crime syndicate in Chicago, and like the Epstein thing has its roots in the crime syndicate, but there's kind of a not a glossing over, but there's just so much that you can sort of go through, and people tend to focus on just the I guess East Coast, or the you know, the Luciano and Meyer Lansky connection, but that branched out obviously all the way to the West Coast, and there was certainly a big stronghold in Chicago. That's why it's the second city, not because it's fucking mob.
That's why, exactly. I don't. Yeah, people don't realize it just how much stems from Chicago. Even just like they call it the Chicago way, and that applies to many things. It's the machine politics. It's the crime, all the history. It's just done differently. Like the corruption here is so open that people are really just used to it. Like I would say that for the general country, but definitely in Chicago, it's like if you in the news here in Chicago is so kind to the people that are corrupt. So no one really ever. There's nobody cares. So I would like to talk about that some too.
Yeah,
But
the hosts of Slow News Day are coming from some fantastically corrupt areas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Real corrupt.
They took the mob out of the mayor's office and they put Mossad in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna love this.
Yeah.
And then they switched out Mossad with the Clinton machine again.
Yes.
Although they're still intertwined at the end of the day.
Yeah, they are. They're always going to be intertwined. That's what people just don't get. Or maybe they don't want to. I don't know. I also, this is just a side note, I really do like to learn about and study why people do what they do, like why they are the way they are. So I'll probably talk about some of that too. So it is pretty vague right now, but you know, I see this going good places. And I kind of like there are some themes here, but it's mostly just getting to the truth and the root. And that's really all I'm ever in pursuit of. I won't be discussing a lot of the entertainment form of politics. You won't find that. I'm not going to be doing that on here. That's just me, though. There's many other channels that people can go to if they want that, but that's called the distraction. So I don't want to talk about those distractions. Like I'd be fine if I never heard AOC's name again, but you know, she'll come up. So I mean, here or there, that's not what I'm trying to do. So there's lots of good stories to cover, and I'm excited. And Julian Assange, you know, you guys got that covered, but I definitely want to look more into that again and just help you guys get that message out there, because people need to know, because just so many people don't even think about it, or they've been led to believe that he actually did something wrong, which that's what I can't understand. Because when you just give them the facts of the story, what did he do wrong? Nothing. Like, it's amazing to me how like a lot of Americans have been conditioned to think that he did something wrong and like he deserves it. He shouldn't be helped, and what he's going through and he's been going through is fucking deplorable. So,
well, and to not see what the larger implications are, to where
right.
okay, let's say that your personal opinion of Julian Assange doesn't have anything to do with this situation. Do you encourage the U.S. having international jurisdiction over the press? Do you encourage your favorite outlet to be subjected to the exact same treatment that Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have been? Because that's the precedence that gets set going forward.
Yep.
You're going to criminalize investigative journalism. You're going to criminalize source protection. Like, this is what the case is about. They're using Julian Assange after a decade-long smear campaign to get you to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Department of Justice, like, they fucked up in court when Claire
badly. They got their asses handed to them. Why? Yeah. I'm so thankful you asked me that, Claire.
I'm really glad you asked that.
Imagine you're a lawyer and a fucking witness says that to you.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's your I showed up in court in my underoos. Yeah, nightmare. Like, oh no. The witness just said, I'm really glad you asked.
I'm really glad you asked me that.
Not once, but twice. It happened twice in the span of a couple of days. And when it did, the second time, it was their junior, or they're like second string.
Yeah.
Relief pitch. And Claire came in, probably smelling of the dead puppy coat that she wore in, because it was chilly, I think, a little brisk. At any rate, but she let the cat out of the bag when Trevor Tim, I think, was on the stand, and that's when she slipped and said, the U.S. is seeking to criminalize not just the publishing of, but the receiving or sharing of classified information. And that's how all journalism works.
Mm-hmm.
That's you're making, and this goes for public or private citizens. This, there's nothing saying it couldn't be retroactive. Anybody who shared a WikiLeaks document, anybody who shared that Washington Post story about their version at the WikiLeaks Afghan war logs, where 8 years later they published this, it cost $350,000 in FOIA lawsuits, and all these people who had to come forward and stuff to tell you the exact same shit that WikiLeaks and Chelsea Manning and Julian Assange told you way back in 2011, and you really.
It's funny how that always works. Years later, it comes out with little bits of truth. You're like, oh, no, they told you that years ago. So, yeah. The precedent, that's something I like to cover, just the impact of precedent. Because especially these days, people have such reactionary beliefs about something happened and then they want to, pass a law on it right away. And I'm like, that could be a problem down the line. Does anybody not see how this could affect anybody later? And people don't think about it. So I like doing that. I mean, I'll probably cover just a lot of legislation too that's slowly, quietly under the radar, because that always happens. There's a big distraction and then you look and there's some legislation going through that nobody really knew about and just quietly goes through, because there's a lot of shit right now that I think, again, people just don't know. I don't fault a lot of people for not knowing what they don't know, but when you're given information, then it is your responsibility to do something with that. But I really hate how one-sided a lot of information is these days. So, and the audience here already gets that, luckily. No.
But we also, and the audience does too, for 100%. Spots it often before I do, just because I'm busy. And they'll be like, no, that's not because they don't know. That's because they're walking as far around it as humanly possible. And unfortunately, that's the business model that gets the clicks. That's the business model that generates substantially more revenue, is like keeping people locked in a team sport mentality and playing to the confirmation biases, and given that I don't know, sort of like almost hope to full-blown cheerleading.
Yeah.
And
yeah, while painting it as something it's not. Like, oh, this is so anti-establishment and revolutionary and okay, yeah.
Like, you're not, though. You're not. Just be. That's fine if that's what it is, but don't pretend to be revolutionary. And that, you know, that's another issue I
Bernie
have.
Sanders dead ass wrote a book called Our Revolution.
He did. It's funny too.
I read it too. That's the thing.
Did you? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't read it.
Yeah, it was before. It was before I like got my shit together. I
like that.
I was just like, oh my god, like Bernie's book, this, that, and then I actually started like taking this shit seriously, and like over taking like activism in general seriously, and then like the more I got into it, the more I learned, and I was just like, oh, you fucks, you fucking dickheads, just co-op this way. She's an infiltrator. He's an infiltrator. Oh, you're an FBI informant? Well, go take a hot tub with Sabu and get the fuck out of my face. Like, just...
I can't believe you're only 21. I hate when people say that about like age, but seriously, that's fucking awesome.
I'm 20.
Not quite.
Oh my god, I was wrong. You're 20. Damn.
You know, no, you can think I'm 21.
You're 21.
You can think I'm 21.
I'll enjoy it. Right on. So how long, I'm curious, and like, I'm just curious, when did you, as you say, get your shit together? Like, what was it that clicked for you? I always want to know that about people.
I think when I was, I think right around when I got into college,
okay,
and I was out here in LA, but I was doing a lot of phone banking and texting for the Amendment 4 initiative to give former felons their voting rights restored, and it turned into a whole fiasco because of the recount. So that kind of like exacerbated my frustration with the lack of attention to election integrity. And that's when I first started being like, you know, I don't know about these fucking grassroots groups and progressives so much. And then like it just kept going and going. And then I started supporting Tulsi too in like 2019 and 2020. And by then I was kind of like ideologically close to where I am now. But like I was still, you know, a little hopeful and stuff. I was just like, yeah, we can do this. Yeah. But like luckily because I was well aware of what I was doing and I knew it was a compromise, when she like dropped out endorsement, I was just like, okay, it's like time for her to be a politician. Like, and then I pretty much moved on completely from that. And just cause I was already using like my volunteering with her as kind of like a vehicle to talk about issues that were important to me. So from that, I just went like full send on like the Assange stuff and like foreign policy. And then what happened? Summer happened. Summer of 2020. And that's when I started, that's when I would go to all the protests and yeah, that'll do it for you.
That'll do it for you, yeah.
And, yeah, and then I got really involved with the Jen Perelman campaign because I was just like, okay, you know what? This will probably be my last time in electoral politics. May as well just like live rent-free in Debbie Wasserman Schultz's head. And use another campaign as a vehicle to spread awareness on Assange.
Yeah.
And close that chapter. And then enter Steve Poikonen. And yeah. And then I came on Slow News Day, and y'all know the rest,
Yeah. That's awesome. No, I'm still kind of shocked I'm here in a good way, but that's why I think I'm like, it's here. I'm here. I'm trying to think what else. I'll definitely talk about foreign policy too. Just as a side note, like that's something I've always been interested in, and wars. I like talking about those and the implications of wars and things that come before, like obviously the Patriot Act, which again everybody here I would hope knows about, or it's a good audience here, but just how the implications are.
Have you got to talk to, or are you familiar with Morgan Archikina from Sputnik?
No, I'm not.
We gotta get Morgan back.
Oh yeah,
Morgan. They'll break your brain on some U.S. military fucking just. Oh, dude, they're
sweet because I want to get my brain broken. I probably won't like what I find out.
We gotta get Ali on with Whitney Webb.
Oh my god.
So it looks like Friday Whitney's gonna be back on. It looks like Friday is gonna be the best day for that. She moved out of country. She's been really freaking busy. She has been getting royally fucked. I don't even know if I've been able to talk about this, Josh. I know we have 14 minutes. I'm watching.
Yeah, Sleepy. That's our tech ninja for you. We don't call him base god, tech god, ninja for no reason.
The real deal.
Okay, so this is what, a couple of days ago now, or yesterday or something like that. I was all swirling, but right, like while Corbett's Patreon was getting taken down and we were doing that story, Jones, Whitney was hearing back from Patreon saying, I'm being deplatformed now, not for misinformation, but for factual information that might dissuade my audience from taking preventative measures for COVID-19. So accurate information, critical of Big Pharma, is now grounds for removal from Patreon. And what they cited was the AstraZeneca vaccine articles that she was writing about, which have been banned in like 9 freaking countries now. Ireland just banned the AstraZeneca vaccine today or yesterday.
Yeah.
This is
the vaccine they want to give countries in the global south too, who handled the pandemic pretty well compared to us dumbasses in the West. So this
is the Ministry of Truth coming in, not for you can't, they're not even trying with the we're going to call it misinformation or disinformation. It's accurate information that we think might dissuade people from going and getting the jab.
Like, I wish I could say I was surprised, but I didn't realize that it was like the articles that she'd written were banned in that many places. That's horrifying. Do people not even have a problem with that? Just that statement alone, I feel like for people should be like, that's weird. Why would they ban that?
I'm sorry, your accurate information might cause someone to think.
Right.
And we can't have that. So we're going to remove your content.
But Steve, we can show you an example of misinformation right here.
That happened.
It
did. They sent her. I'll try and pull it up here real quick. They sent Patreon the first email that she got from Patreon. They were like, it seems like, or medical misinformation, and they go, for example, and then provide a blank spot for the example. It's literally blank. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to pull it up right now.
I'm sharing it.
Oh yeah, I just did a double. That's blank. There's nothing there.
I took a look and reviewed your creator page today in order to bring your page back within our guidelines. Kindly review and remove any and all content that advances COVID-19 medical misinformation. I'm sending you an example below.
And there's no example. What the fuck? What?
Yeah, here's an example for you.
Yeah, seriously. I thought you were kidding at first when the blank line was there. I thought it was a joke, so I was like, I don't get it. But that's okay. So that's what we're doing now? We're just solid. Okay, that just sums it all up right there, meaning they don't really have to give you an example. And I don't want to hear, but it's a private company.
Oh my God. The amount of times we have to hear that fucking argument, well, what Twitter can do is what it wants because it's a private corporation.
Yeah. Because a couple of years ago, I'll admit I probably would have been saying that. No, not anymore. Because that doesn't matter. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, go make your own, right? Okay. And then what? Until what? Then they shut that down. Like, it's eventually like, where does it end? Where does it end?
Yeah, it's just like Twitter and big tech and social media is inextricably tied with the national security state. So you can't you can't act like it's just a private corporation. And real quick too, I have that other email from Patreon to Whitney. Hi again, Whitney. Thank you for your reply. Not all of your content covering COVID-19 is outside of guidelines. However, some of the content you're sharing on the website linking to your Patreon account, such as examples that are shared in my previous message, might be dissuading your audience from taking preventative measures to fight the disease.
All the best. All the best. I love that at the end. All the best. All the best.
Kind regards.
Yeah, kind regards.
Kindly regards, Miss Webb.
I hope this email finds you well. All that shit. Kind regards.
And so what Patreon did that is particularly nefarious, and I know we've talked about it, but I don't know who else has, so I'm going to say it again. Patreon has decided that if anywhere in your content has a link to their website, or if anything on your website at all also has a link that includes Patreon, or any content that you've made, period. Patreon is claiming because you put your content on Patreon. So they can go to wherever you have content now and ask you to remove it. They're trying to from there as well, as a way to bully you to get you to remove it to keep staying with them on Patreon. Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
Why? I don't get it. Like people that are acting shocked about it now, that have already been in this space. Not people that have no idea, but people that have already been in this space and are shocked. I'm like, come on. You knew it was coming. It just didn't pertain to you. Like that's the bottom line. So it's
again, man.
Yeah, so it's like it'll be like, thank you, YouTube, for reinstating my channel. I know you're fucking 27,000 other channels in the ass right now, but thanks for looking out for me, YouTube.
Thanks for what? Right? Like
bitch.
No, I'll never thank them for anything. That's
yeah, you hear that, YouTube? Fuck you.
If anything, I feel like they'll just mock you more later. Like the ones that like dance for us.
It's a way to get you to say less and less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a we talked about this on your show the other night. It's a training algorithm.
Yeah.
Is what it is, or a training exercise to get people to just pull back and not say anything that narrative managers don't want you to say. And again, man, I would offer a counter challenge to people, and that is, if you have been fucked with by YouTube, if you're getting fucked with by YouTube, if they're demonetizing videos, keep taking super chats, but don't monetize your content.
Yeah, fuck you.
If you're like YouTube's still gonna skim their 40% or whatever on the super chat. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But when you get a video demonetized, the ads still run. It's just you don't get paid, YouTube does. So if they're going to continue to demonetize your content, or if your content's been fully demonetized, but they can still fucking make money off of your channel, don't monetize your content at all. If they give you something back like that, turn off the tap. And if you know that there are other platforms out there like Rockfin, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you haven't made your free Rockfin account, please go make your free Rockfin account.
That shit, guys. Come on. YouTube
for like,
let us
10 hours.
5K subs. They let us
like
see
10 hours,
5K subs
let us
today.
have 5,000 subscribers, which is the funniest fucking thing on the face of the earth, because they've unsubscribed up to like 9,000 people at once. But YouTube let us get like 5K subscribers for a minute. When I logged in to go to go like grab the link for this.
Oh my god, we're back to 4.99.
By the way, I changed the time. Yeah, we're back to 4.99.
Oh my god.
So here's what I want, friends and neighbors, brothers and sisters, and everything in between. I want to lap YouTube on Rockfin.
Just get on.
We're
and
like
Anonymous Bites back.
50 something on Rockfin right now. It's not going to be that hard. It's not. Just go make the account and follow the show. You don't have to endorse it. You get all the premium content if you do, and you get everybody's premium content on the network. It's like $10 a month. And it's a fucking, I mean, it is quite literally been saving a couple of people's lives in the midst of all of this, censorship, deplatforming, and general overall fuckery. We've only got a couple of minutes because we promised Josh we would only be an hour. He's got shit to do, so I want to make sure that I get the tips.
The Super Rays.
Super Ray.
Yes.
Wit to wit. Thank you very much, man.
Welcome, Allie.
Yeah, we're stoked on we're so stoked on the cartoon that the cartoons that Johnny Bravado.
I think you cut out again.
I know. So I'm like, is it just me? It's the only thing I hate about
this. Your audio's gone to shite again, Steve.
No.
It's all that powerhouse democracy. That's what it is. That's what you're saying, right, Steve?
What is going on, man?
All right, y'all. I'll say what Steve's saying. He's saying, thanks, y'all, for the Super Rays. Any and every one of you should watch Attack on Titan. Right, Steve? That's what you're saying. Got you. I know you, my G. Slow News Day Synthesis. Let's go. Thank you, Wit to Wit, for the $10 Super Ray. He says, welcome, Allie. And then they also say, love your new SND Rockfin logo. We do too. We do too. Good. Johnny is a great cartoonist. And Richard Salembo, thank you for the Super Ray. It's always appreciated. Oh, I heard her.
No, there it is.
I can hear you again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And thanks for the anime recommendation, Steve. Really appreciate that.
Allie, where can everybody find you? And then we gotta get you all of the keys and stuff for this and get you added over.
Yeah, I got to get on there right now. You can find, I haven't written anything lately. I'll have an article coming out shortly. So you can, for now, the best place to find me is my Substack. It's alliealexandra.substack.com. Then you can also follow me on Twitter. I made my Twitter a while ago, so it's not the most convenient name to say. It's literally Allie, A-L-Y, and then 5 underscores, and then another A. So if you can remember that, go follow me. It's too late now. I can't make a new one, so people are just going to have to deal with that.
Glory's is like that, too.
Is it?
Complicated usernames for the win. Let's go.
Yeah, so when I first started doing this, people are like, where can they find you? I'm just like, so yeah, no, just 5 underscores. Somebody told me one day, they're like, you have 5. If you needed to know, you've got 5. So 5 underscores. Allie, 5 underscores, and A. you can find me there too. So yeah, I'm really excited to be on board. Really excited. Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
it's gonna be good.
We
Yeah,
are
thank
too.
you so much.
If you're anywhere near Washington D.C. this week, come see us. Wednesday, we're going to start at the building where Fox, NBC, and C-SPAN are. We're going to march to CNN. We'll be met by Fee and Pasta and Johnny Hollywood and the Fuck Censorship protest. We'll then march to Google. On the 18th, we'll be at the Department of Justice. Tuesday morning, Glory Jones and I will be sitting down with Reverend Annie Chambers. Look for that about 11 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, Josh.
Okay.
11 Eastern. 11 Eastern. 8. I wouldn't do that to you. No. 11.
Yeah,
11. So and probably realistically like 11:30. I mean, but look for that Whitney Webb on Friday, for sure. There will be much more in between, including the retirement, temporary retirement, indefinite retirement of Sequoia Mortal Life.
Fine. All right.
You can't look, but it's you can only do that so many times. And the thing about it is that like people got legit mad, twice. Like I can probably only get away with that one more time, and then I'll have to come up with an entirely new character. And so we have a whole thing worked up with the Convo Couch, and yeah.
Nice.
Although I might, if I don't want to run it though. If anybody wants to run Sequoia More White's Twitter account, hit me up.
Oh my god. That would be fun. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sequoia.
That's Sequoia. But holy shit, Allie, welcome, dude.
I know.
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I'm really excited.
Let's go.
Thank you for bringing me on.
It'll be cool to get into a bunch of like, I don't know, old ass Chicago history that will still be relevant right now, because really, dude, it's just a corruption train.
Yes, it is.
Really is.
Yes, it is.
And it filters out too. Like Chicago's like a whole corrupt machine. It doesn't end at the city limits. Man.
Oh.
Multi-tentacled. Well, thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank
you, Glory Jones. Josh on the ones and twos. Everybody out there watching, we fucking love you guys. Thanks to everybody who threw the super ray. Glory Jones, the super ray. Are you happy? Are you happy?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you say that a bit louder?
I said travel safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm stoked, dude. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm fucking rad. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Good luck to us all.